Okay, we're on page 113. This is area of rectangles and parallelograms. So last year, you learned that rectangles, to find the area of them, that you said length times width, okay? Now that is still true, but as you get older, there are different shapes that are introduced. So when you have a rectangle and parallelogram, you're also going to have a triangle and a trapezoid that you're going to be finding the area of. So instead of area equals length times width, they've renamed the length to the base and the width to the height, okay? So BH, when they squish them together, just means base times height. So your rectangle is, of course, like this, and it has 4 right angles. And a parallelogram, this is technically a parallelogram, okay? But a parallelogram can also be where you have all parallel sides. You have a set of parallel sides here, and you have a set of parallel sides here. So these bases are going to be equal, okay? And then these sides are also going to be equal as well, but we just don't have it right angles. All right, it's almost like you took a rectangle and someone sat on it, and this is what it is now. So because these are slanted, and when you go to the doctor, your height is measured up and down. So you want straight from the top of the shape all the way to the bottom of the shape. So a lot of the time they'll put a dotted line there at a right angle. So if the height is at a right angle to the base, that's how you know it's the height. So the height is here and the base is here. So on here is a parallelogram, okay? A lot of the time this is going to be your dotted line that they're going to give you, and they'll put a little right angle here to show you that it is actually straight up and down, that it meets this base at a 90-degree angle. So sometimes they're going to give you labels for these slanted sides like this. So this, all you need to know is it is not the height, okay? It is not the height, neither is this. It's not the height. It's just extra, it's just a length of a side, all right? So here's your height, it meets your base at a 90-degree angle, and so in order to find the area of a parallelogram or a rectangle, you're gonna say area equals base times height. So you need 2 numbers, your base and your height. All right, so here we have an example here. Find the area of the figure below. So here's a rectangle, so we know that we need to write base times height. Okay, we always have to write our formula. So your base is 5 miles times your height is 8 miles. So 5 times 8 is 40. And miles times miles is miles squared. So we're just going to say square miles. Okay, I'll prefer you to write it out. You could also write it like this, miles squared. Okay, so there's your area of that shape. That's how much something covers. Okay, this could be paint, it could be grass, it could be any kind of flooring that you put down, carpet, anything like that. So here is a parallelogram. All right, again, this might be dotted here as well. It might even be out here, okay? They might give it out here and say from the very top of the shape to the very bottom of the shape, your height could also be out here as well. So area equals base times height. That's how I get the area that it covers from a parallelogram. So my base is going to be 10 feet, and my height meets it at a 90-degree angle. So that's my height. So base times height. I want to see this on your homework. So if I change this to a decimal, I think it's going to be a lot easier to multiply by 10. So in order to multiply by 10, the shortcut is moving your decimal 1 place to the right. So 10 times 6.5 is going to be 65 square feet. And it's that simple. All right, so let's look at on the back. A rectangular book has an area of A square inches. The width of the book is 8 inches. And okay, so we're going back to the width and the length here. All right, so really this is going to be the height. And then this is going to be your base. So the height is 8. and it looks like B, they want us to just say that it is B. Okay, they're using a capital B. So we know that area equals base times height. Our height is 8, and our base, they're using a capital B. So really, we're going to look for this first, B times 8. No B times 8, no B times 8, no B times 8. So I've got to think. See how B equals is over here? Sorry, B equals is over here on this side. So we need to try to get B on the other side, okay? Or off by itself, we should say. So this is where we draw our line and we solve for B. How do we get rid of times 8? Divided by 8. What I do to one side, I do to the other. This cancels, and now I have B equals A divided by 8. So B equals that's 8 divided by A. No. Here it is, A divided by 8. So I've got to be careful with that. So the area of the rectangle shown is 595 square centimeters. So our area is 595 square centimeters. It looks like our base is 35 and our height is H. It's missing. So we want to find H. So again, anytime it mentions area, we always write down our formula. And we say, all right, area we know is 595, so I'm just going to substitute it right in there. Base, my base is 35, and I don't know my height. So some number times 35 is 595. So we're going to draw your line and solve for H. How do I get rid of times 35? Divide by 35. What I do to one side, I do to the other. Cancel. And now 595 divided by 35. 35 goes into 5, none. 59 once. So if I was smart, I would look at this and say, okay, it's got to be 17 or 17 and a half or 18. So it's either going to go 7 or 8 times. So I'm going to try that first. 21 plus 3 is 24, and there it is. Exactly that many times. So 17 would be my height right here. So 17 times 35 is 595. Okay, and I could check myself. So on number 3, we're going to find the shaded figure below, okay? And it's hard to see what's shaded, but, sorry, erase that. We're going to do all of this area here. So it's kind of like you had a big parallelogram shaped yard, and then you have this little, let's say this is a hot tub, okay? And maybe you want to put grass all around it. It's asking, well, what area is of the shaded figure? Okay, so all of this that's shaded, we want to know the area of it because we want to put grass on it. So it looks like we're going to have to find 2 areas, the big parallelogram and this little rectangle here where the hot tub is. Okay, so your area is base times height. So let's find the big parallelogram first. Here's your base, here's your height. So 10 times 7 is going to be 70 square feet. And then our hot tub, we have base times height is 4 times 5, which is going to be 20 square feet. So our hot tub is going to take up 20 square feet out of that 70. So we need to take this hot tub out because we're not going to put grass right on top of the hot tub. So we're going to take this area and this area, and we're going to take the hot tub square footage out, so that we're left with what we have to put grass on. So 50 square feet is left.